The basic idea here is Thassa Deep Dwelling, along with Manifestation Sage and Biomathematician. That's actually the gist of the entire deck, is Thassa Fractals, right? Manifestation Sage makes a fractal, Biomathematician makes a fractal, and then buffs all your fractals. So if you get into a loop where you're just creating a 4/4 every turn, or you're just creating, a 1/1 and then boosting all your fractals, that gets really good. Like, if you have a Biomathematician and a Thassa Deep Dwelling, it's like having a super Luminarch Aspirant. It's like every turn all your creatures get +1/+1 counters, or most of them do at least. And that's a good call. And Thassa can also tap stuff down. That matters some of the time as a mana sink if you got nothing else to do. But Manifestation Sage often comes down on turn 3 or 4. Or maybe it comes down the turn after Thassa or the turn before Thassa. And makes, anywhere between a 3/3 and a 5/5, depending on what your hand situation looks like. It's not the best top deck in the world, which I kind of hate about Manifestation Sage. But, we've got Emergent Sequence, which, by the way, the land is a fractal. A lot of people haven't realized that. The land is a fractal, so like you boost it with Biomathematician on the next turn. That's a cool thing that can happen. But we've got, Emergent Sequence and Marrowleaf Pixie in the deck. For a little bit of ramp, so we can easily hit Thassa or Manifestation Sage on turn 3. And Manifestation Sage is way better on turn 3 than it is later in the game, so I like being able to ramp into that. We've also got Masked Vandal in here because it's a fractal. Same thing with Realm Walker. These Shapeshifters, and Bears of Litjara as a 2-of as well in the main deck. All these Shapeshifters are also fractals, so they'll get boosted by Biomathematician. And they're just good cards to have around. Bears of Litjara creates a creature and is removal, which the deck doesn't have much of. Mass Vandal kills artifacts and enchantments, which is super dope. It's really, really good. Especially in best of 1, turns out. We've also got Kesmina in here, which does a few things, but it's only a 2-of, because the card's really not like super impressive. This was a 3-of, and it's worked its way down to a 2. It's not a bad 3-drop. Because it does create a fractal. Sometimes it scries the first turn it's in play, and then you create a fractal. It's like 3/3 or something the next turn. And that's not too bad. We've also got Alrund's Epiphany in here for an ultimate Kesmina to cast. But it's also we can just cast it. We've got, again, 8 different ramp spells in the deck. So it's not too difficult to just ramp into Alrund's Epiphany. And it kind of counts as another 2-drop, too, which is good because the deck is it only has 11 actual 2-drops. So this kind of boosts us to 13 2-drops, which is important. Aside from that, we've also got a Vivian and a Garruk in there. They are just good cards, but they're also good when you have a Kesmina around, right? Because they have extra loyalty abilities. And it's really easy to get a Vivian to ultimate, do Kesmina's ultimate, basically. Same thing with Garruk. It starts on 4, so it's relatively easy to +2 it a couple of times, and then you get to Kesmina's ultimate, which you can do with Garruk because it has all the abilities of Kesmina. So sometimes you'll just get to cast a free Alrund's Epiphany, and then sometimes you'll just cast Alrund's Epiphany. Like that happens too on occasion. I'm thinking of boosting this to 3 copies because it's really fantastic, of course. But even if you don't have a Kesmina out, Vivian is decent against rogues and control and stuff, Creature Factory. And the -2 is pretty sweet too. Like if you cast a Manifestation Sage or a Thassa, then you can go grab a Biomathematician with the Vivian -2, and that's very sweet. And if you cast like Tanazir Quandrix, go get a Manifestation Sage, or go get a Thassa, that's dope, because obviously if you repeat Tanazir Quandrix's enter the battlefield trigger over and over, then that's silly. It's very, very silly. So there's a lot of cool stuff in this deck, Marrowleaf Pixie and Tanazir Quandrix give us a little bit of flying too, which matters a lot. A lot of our creatures are on the ground. And we just established this really big ground force. Sometimes we can't get through, so I like having a couple of flyers in the deck. Of One Mind, there's just 1 copy of this in the main. This is a fairly recent addition to the deck, but we needed to draw some cards. And just 1 copy of One Mind is a chance at drawing some cards, but I'm not sure that I want more copies in the main, especially in Best of 1. Aside from that, a Quandrix Command. Sometimes this can just body people in combat and whatnot. It's good to have a little bit of tempo, it's kind of removal in a way that also puts counters on creatures. Sometimes you can 2-for-1 opponents in combat with this. It's a silly card. And is there anything else I really need to talk about in this deck besides, I guess, Realm Walker? You always name human with this. You could technically name fairy if you wanted to, I guess, but you almost always want to name human with this because Biomathematician is a human, Manifestation Sage is a human, and of course all the other shapeshifters that you might hit are also human. So it's usually the best call with this. But Realm Walker started as a 4 of, it's now a 2 of. If that tells you anything. But that's basically the deck. Just establish as big of a board as you can possibly establish. And get to work trying to turn that value into a win. What's happening? We go first against Luris of the Dream Den. I wonder if it's Rogues. Or maybe it's the mono black Hateful Eidolon deck. CGB just did a deck on it the other day, so it's probably everywhere. I guess I'll keep this. I don't feel super good about it. Like, at all. Probably should have shipped this one. But I just felt like if I get a third land, I'm happy. We really need 4. But Manifestation Sage Thassa is pretty nice to have. I guess it could be worse than Bears, but if it is mono black, it is that deck. That's not good. At least we got our third land. That's fine. I guess I'll foretell the Epiphany. I'm a little bit worried about this matchup. If we go and play Bears, and then they like Hateful Eidolon Deadweight, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like really bad. I haven't done anything yet. I certainly don't want to trust Emergent Sequence with this, but Emergent Sequence is the 4th land that we need for these 2 cards. But I'm pretty sure it just dies. I'm fairly certain, so if one of them's gonna die, I think I like Bears a little bit more. This Mass Vandal might take out a Bastion. Well, no, it's not going to take out a Bastion. It's a Luris deck. What can this Mass Vandal hit? Stuff like that. We knew they had a deadweight. We called that. It's going to be a really awkward matchup. Let's draw the land. Should have been a little bit more specific, I guess. I mean, I guess we sequence here because it's basically free, you know? Guess we'll get another green source. Even though I don't love it. I really don't. Opponent apparently doesn't have Heartless Act or anything, though. They probably would have done it just then. But they're going to kill it. Yeah, another deadweight. This deck always has 3 deadweights in its opening hand. But at least they're giving us some time. We get another land. That's good. Have that. Bears did nothing. Well, it got a deadweight out of their hand. I guess there's that. Well, I guess I'll play Thassa. It's like I just realized my screw up there. Should have played Manifestation Sage and then the land. But I doubt they'll be able to do much about this Thassa. Banging in. You got nothing else? Just a handful of removal? They buy the Luris. I do worry a little bit about Luris. I can Alrund's Epiphany this turn. All it really does is give us 2 birds. You know. I think I'll take him, though. So let's see what else we draw. Yeah, let's blink a bird. It'll never come back. Never to return. Alright, so this actually, it's an interesting call here. I guess we want Sage. Well, get 2/2 no matter what. I guess it's possible that next turn we draw of one mind, and if we of one mind into Manifestation Sage, that seems pretty good. Let's blink the Biomathematician, I guess after we attack. Take our opponent down to 22. Still holding on to this Vandal. I think we're supposed to. I guess it's important that we can tap down Luris if we have to, but I think we have better things to do than that. Hopefully we continue to have better things to do than that. Village Rites, the Archfiend's Vessel. I'm calling Call of the Death Dweller here. They could also just drop a land, Luris. Archfiend's Vessel? Oh, Mogus's Favor. So they're not going to Luris. At least they haven't dropped a land that I know of yet. Biomathematician, yeah, just a handful of removal. Don't know what we do about a handful of removal like that. But at least we can kind of go wide here. Get in. Put him at 12. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think we just want to engineer huge swings at this point. So what if they try to stick a Mire's Grasp on the Thassa or something? They'll probably just kill the Manifestation Sage to turn off the Thassa, if I had to guess. Blinking Sage does nothing. I should have kept the Mass Vandal in my hand just to get another creature. Because, you know, like a 1/1 here would have probably been just as good as a Mass Vandal. Sucks we lost the Biomathematician, because that would have grown all these guys. So it would have been really good. Alright, here comes Luris. They can deadweight, but instead they get their 5/5. Let me move the cats. I just realized I should probably do that. Cats as an avatar isn't bad, though. So, if we tap down the Luris and come in, they probably block the Sage. Well, they're probably... well, maybe they block Thassa, right? I mean, they don't have all the mana in the world here. Or all the life in the world, I mean to say. We can still sequence... And they're going to scoop. Yeah, we actually pulled it off, everybody. We won our first game. Not bad. Shadow's Verdict is a worry with this deck? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. We don't want to run into Verdict. I guess we get to keep our Sage. Our Thassa. It's not bad. But yeah, we did it. I was not sure that we were going to do it. Opponent has 6 cards in their hand, and they just... apparently none of them are good enough. Alright. Kahira the Orphan Guard. So I wonder if we're playing against Titan's Nest here. It's possible. Opponent goes first. I guess we get Pixie to start out. That's not terrible. We could also get Emergence Sequence. These two are basically the same card in a lot of ways. I'll go Sequence. This could get Crushered here. Well, no. They can't play Bone Crusher if Kahir is their companion. What do we need more? I guess I'll take the green. Because we have another blue. Some blue, green is all we ever need, really. But I'm still smelling a removal spell here. Yeah, Fire Prophecy. So do we Bears or Pixie? I guess it kind of depends on whether or not we draw a land. Garruk might be pretty good here. Cultivate. So, just Genesis Ultimatum, perhaps? You do have to wonder. We got the 4th land. However, we're not going to have the green mana to cast Garruk next turn. Unless we draw a green source untapped. Kind of like Pixie. Shrink the cat cam, let it be the avatar again. Maybe that's an idea. There's nobody on the cat cam right now. Which is weird. Because Ziggy's in here. Are you on there? No, he's not. Sometimes it's hard to tell if Ziggy's on there or not. There's our avatar. Fine Glimmer Snarl. I guess it's free to play. And then we can Garruk. I guess we'll try and +1 here, but opponent might take out Marleaf Pixie. We can +1 either way, though. We could also make... I wonder if they just play Fire Prophecy. So making a 3/3 is also really tempting here. I'll go for this for now. Kind of like the idea of getting the ultimate off. Also like getting in with a 5/5 flyer. There's nothing wrong with that. Opponent looking for an answer just then and didn't have it, so that's good. Apparently they're flush with lands. They did Cultivate, though. This is from the Cultivate. Plant, that's 6 mana. So they're getting to stuff like Alrund's Epiphany, Genesis Ultimatum. They buy the Kahira and play it. Super cool. So here we can bears. That gives us a human because Shapeshifters a human. We can of one mind. See if that changes anything. Early Pixie. Got the Garrick on 6 now. It's not bad. Maybe they can remove this bear, get in on the Garrick. Even so, though, if they do that, we can still -2 the Garrick and keep it around. If that's what we want to do. There's the Genesis Ultimatum. Alright, what's your deck do? What do you have? Bunch of lands, draw 2. 2 mana up. Not the best Genesis Ultimatum. They did get a double vision. It's the Alrund's Epiphany deck. It's the Alrund's Epiphany deck. Okay. 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 Is there any way I can do more damage this turn? I was just saying double vision Alrund's Epiphany. That literally was in the cards begging to be broken video. And we're seeing it. It's got to be Epiphany, guys. It's got to be. All right, let's get in. They do block. I was wondering if they would. Trample over. Put them at 3. Let's Pixie Bears. And we have a flying blocker and a regular blocker. We could also sequence. Well, let's do this. Maybe I should have played the sequence there. If we draw an Alrund's Epiphany, we could play it if I'd have played the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we still can. We just couldn't attack with Marleaf Pixies that turn. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to get a few turns in a row here, if I had to guess. Maybe they just haven't drawn it yet. They still have 3 mana after an Alrund's Epiphany, too. And we got to watch out for that. There it is. All right. Super cool. 4 birds. 2 turns. God. Well, there goes the Garrick, probably. Did you get another one? If you have another one, that would be sick. That would be super sick if you had another one. I mean, at a certain point, you just win the game. I think all it really takes is 2 Alrund's Epiphanies. Well, we block one of these. They're not coming at Garrick. That means they have another Epiphany. That almost certainly they have another Epiphany. God, double vision. Oh no! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cultivate looks like. Okay, cool. Well, they double cultivate. They do get another turn. Is there a turn counter? Is that? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, did you draw it? Do you have it? Do you have it? 4 cards in their hand. They have to, right? They attack first for suspense purposes. There it is. Oh, we're sitting through it, though. We're sitting through it. They give us another turn, they may be in trouble, but they might not give us another turn. Very well may not happen. Fire Prophecy, and that's the game, everybody, because they can just get through with birds a bunch of times. Whew, what was I just saying about double vision? What was I just saying about double vision? I will take that defeat in stride. Opponent goes first. We're up against Gibril. We can Snarl turn 1. I guess turn 2 we can Epiphany, but we need to draw lands aside from that. There are a total of 2 5-drops in this deck, and we seem to always have one in our opener, which is not great. I will try this, though. I'm not super confident in this start. Well, I didn't seem to have any other basics in their hand. They threw down Shine Shadow. Oh, it's Abzan. It's this deck. It's Eerie Ultimatum. So, nothing but CGB decks tonight. It's good to know. It's good to know that he's a force in the community. You get any creatures in there? Of course we didn't. That's foretell Alrund's Epiphany. Snarl, reveal swamp. What? Really pushing super hard on the Eerie Ultimatum. Huh. Neat. Alright, well, Biomathematician, I guess, comes down. Let's draw the Thassa. I'd be happy with that, I guess. Archon, back to hand. Binding. Jeez. They get rid of the Fractal? That's something. Huh. We did not draw the Thassa. We will soon have Nissa, and that looks okay right now. But I don't think we're going to finish them before Eerie Ultimatum happens. I'm a little worried about that. Harness Infinity coming probably with a Sir Conrad. I have not seen that. That's actually really sweet. Oh, it's Doom Foretold. Alright. So Kizmina, Scry. What's coming? Yay! Yay! It's a Thassa. That I think we can be pretty happy about. Let's get rid of this. That ultimatum's gonna be sick. Rampage of the Valkyries. Okay. Okay. I see. I see. On the high seas. Create a Fractal. And then we'll Thassa. Well, no attacks, man. Should have gotten rid of the Rampage. I don't know how many angels they control are going to actually die here. So it's Eerie Angels. I still think it's Eerie Ultimatum. If it is, if it's Sir Conrad and Harness Infinity, I will die to that jank happily. Binding, what do you get? I would take out Biomathematician here. They want the Vandal. They don't want me to blink the... Well, no. Yeah, they don't want me to blink Vandal. They do play a lot of enchantments. Bang, bang. We go to 12. Why do angels have vigilance? I cry when angels have vigilance. Let's... Alright. So take 3, go to 12. What's Epiphany? Blink the Biomathematician. Get some power on the board. Quandrix Command. Why don't we have one more mana? Why don't we have one more mana? Yeah, let's go ahead and play command. Return the angel to their hand. Put 2 counters on something. A burb. Dead. Exactly dead. Wow, we did it, everybody. Everybody. We did it. All right, we go first. It's not a bad hand. Need at least one more land, though. Oh, I should have dropped the pathway in case we draw a snarl. We didn't. That's good. So we drop the pathway now in case we draw a snarl next turn. Let's learn from those mistakes. Opponent on green source, and it's a Kazandu Valley. So are you stuck on lands? Not a whole lot of lands? Got a whole lot of lands? I'll play the emergence sequence here because it's really good with the Biomathematician on the next turn. Yeah, we got another blue source in our hand. Let's get a green. Cool. Opponent does nothing. We could Manifestation Sage right now, which I think is actually really sweet. Turn 3 Sage. I'll take 6 power on turn 3. It's not bad. Valakut Exploration Gamer. Very nice. Huh. Alright. Alright, so I think Biomathematician's the play here. Because we get a lot of power out of it. Let's go. Opponent's at 10. I'm going to have to do something here. They probably play sweeps, though. Azusa plays the land. They get a land, which they play. They can play one more this turn, can't you? Pop the passage. That'll trigger exploration again. This is neat. Naya landfall with Azusa. Huh. Not bad. Valakut exploration triggers. There's the Felidar, but we went off too fast this game. We really did. Scoot Swarm comes down, baby. We take a couple. Alrund's Epiphany. Very nice. What all do we do this turn? I guess we just swing in. See if they can live. They can. Ooh, I hate that we give him a turn. I really hate that. Put him at 2. Uh-oh. Alright. I think that we will foretell Epiphany, Marleaf Pixie, and we have the mana to play Epiphany now. Ancient Green Warden, that's all of your mana, but you do have the ability to play a land, yep. Scoot Swarm Exploration. Pixie still wins the game. Well, no, does this have reach yet? Does. In which case, I guess Alrund's Epiphany wins the game. That's a lot of triggers. That's pretty impressive by the opponent there. 8 scooters. Nice. So we will have a creature in the yard. That's good. Stack up blocks. Kill the original Scoot Swarm first. Just we have 2 Epiphany though, you know? Oh, oh, okay. Well, they didn't. Well, let's go for it. You may play those cards as long as they remain exiled. Are you dead? Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Cool. I was just waiting on the stupid I was waiting on what is it, Spikefield Hazard or whatever. It's like we still would have won. I felt like there was a trick there that I was missing, so I was really cautious with it. Like super cautious, because there's no reason not to be. Always be cautious. ABC. Littjara Mirror Lake. We finally drew our one copy of Littjara Mirror Lake. We go first, so you know that means we're on 2 lands. That's how Arena do. That's just Arena's style, man. Snow-covered mountain. Frostbite. You gonna do it? You gonna frostbite it? Yeah, you are. Yep. Cool. Super cool. So cool. It is the blue-red deck. You never know if it's mono-red or blue-red on those turn ones. Guess we'll Bears here. Try to get a 4/4 on the next turn, at least. Probably should have Realm Walker to not give their Bone Crusher Giant a target. They just had 2 Frostbites. They just had them. Ziggy! Man, don't be so crazy, dude. We have been drawing all the lands, so I guess that's good. It's Sage. God, more removal? Do you really have even more? It's a blitz. Oh, your deck is nothing but removal. Yeah, if you play Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, your deck is nothing but removal. At this point in Standard, I seriously think that it is less original to play, like, you know, 20 removal spell decks. There was a point where 20 removal spell decks were, like, super original, you know? But, like, at this point, everyone does that. Like, everyone plays 20 removal spells in their decks, so... It's actually, like, more novel to play creatures at this point in time, I think. It's like, oh, you're playing creatures in your deck? How 2015 of you. Jesus Christ. That's Fortel. Let's Realm Walker. Choose human. It's amazing, dude. It's very... Oh, it's a tutelage deck. Okay. I see what you're doing. They mill. There goes the Thassa. Good thing we already had one. You jerk. You're just over there being a jerk. Are we getting in with this? Or do you have yet another removal spell? Jeez. I swear. God. Well, hopefully that's not a counter spell in your hand, because if it is, you probably feel really silly right now. It's Realm Walker. Human. That's so funny. We had an emergent sequence on our library, on top of our library last time we played Realm Walker. Now we have an emergent sequence on top of our library. Let's let's at least shuffle that, I guess. It's a Biomathematician. We could have played it. Now it's a card we could play. But we're gonna get milled, so Arena's got a funny way about it sometimes, doesn't it? The Storm's Wrath, their deck is literally nothing but removal spells. I'll even give them a nice. Let's Vivian. See if they can kill a Planeswalker. Can you deal with that? Jeez. There's an Alrund's Epiphany on top, but they'll draw cards to get rid of the Epiphany. Don't worry. Don't worry, we won't get a good card. They opt. Because the Mass Vandal that would have been able to blow up the Teferi's Tutelage. I love that Arena keeps showing us good cards on top of our deck. That's that's great, man. Oh man, I'm actually gonna -2, and then Thassa. Go get a Biomathematician, because Sage wouldn't do a whole heck of a lot. Oh man, let's get in. This is a fun one. They draw. They have 3 cards in their hand. That's a formidable number of cards. Biomathematician on top, so they mill. Man. Yep, get rid of that mathematician, dog. Make sure we can't do anything with that. There's an of one mind. Let's play it. Make a broski. Give this one trample. Sage. Alright, dog. You better draw a sweeper here. You're at 1. Oh, they will draw a sweeper. They will draw a sweeper, too. Ooh, they will. They will, dog. You know they will. Alright, so... Why? Why don't you put anything above Storm's Wrath? Please. That's all I want, is to put something above Storm's Wrath. How many have they cast this game, though? Just 2. Yeah, they could definitely have one. 19 cards. If they ended the story or something, that also hurts. They good game us, and they scoop! Nice! Okay, I guess they didn't get the cards they needed. Whoo, that was close. That was close, man.